Martell Holt was back in court on August 18th, and the latest update has everyone talking. Now, before we dive into the details, let me just say this. You're definitely going to want to stay with me all the way until the end. The way this case wrapped up, and the way the charges were handled, has left fans shocked and honestly questioning how Martell always seems to slide through these situations with barely a scratch. By the time we finish breaking it down, you'll see exactly why so many viewers are saying Martell never really faces the consequences, while Melody's Shari, his ex-wife, is left carrying the emotional weight. So don't go anywhere, because we're about to go deep into this update. Let's backtrack for a moment. Martell Holt, one of the main faces of love and marriage Huntsville, has had his fair share of drama over the years. Court cases, relationship, scandals, infidelity, you name it, Martell's name has been attached to it. This most recent case traces back to when Melody's Shari had to take him to court over harassing communications. For a while, Martell was even staring down a very serious revenge P charge, which had people convinced this time he had really crossed the line. Fans were buzzing nonstop, and many thought this would finally be the moment Martell faced real consequences. When he was first arrested in Madison County, the charges sounded heavy. Records showed he spent about 3 hours in jail before posting bond. Seeing words like domestic violence and harassing communications connected to Martell was alarming for viewers who had already watched his messy split from Melody play out on television. Everyone remembers their marriage falling apart because of his long-running affair with Arian Curry, but nobody thought the aftermath would still be this chaotic years later. Melody has been trying to move forward with her life, but somehow Martell keeps pulling her name back into the storm. Now, here's where things get interesting. On August 18th, Martell appeared in court, and the most serious charge, the revenge P charge, was dropped. Yes, completely dropped. Instead, the case was reduced down to a single count of harassing communications. And what was the final outcome? A $300 fine, plus $100 in court costs. No probation, no jail time. Just like that, it was over. To many fans, it felt like Martell walked out with nothing more than a tap on the hand. And this is where the frustration comes in. Melody has carried so much of the fallout from Martell's behavior, his infidelity, the custody fights, and now these court issues. Meanwhile, Martell seems to get off lighter and lighter each time. Fans are saying if the roles were reversed and Melody was the one in court, things might have turned out very differently. The conversation online keeps circling back to the same question. Why does Martell always seem to escape the real consequences? And listen, stay with me, because we need to connect this to how it could spill over into the show. Love and marriage. Huntsville thrives on drama, and Carlos King knows how to put these real-life situations into the storyline. That means we can expect other cast members like Letitia Scott, Marceau Scott, Maurice Scott, and Kimmy Scott to react once this becomes public. You already know Miss Wanda is going to jump in with her usual unfiltered commentary too. This court update isn't just about Martell, it's about how it's going to ripple through the entire cast dynamic. So what does this really mean for Martell? On paper, it looks like a win. He dodged the most serious charge, avoided probation, and won't spend any time behind bars. But the fact that he even landed in this mess says a lot. It shows he still hasn't learned to keep boundaries, still struggles to co-parent without conflict, and still doesn't seem to realize how damaging harassing communications really are. For Melody, this isn't just paperwork. It's another exhausting reminder of why she had to walk away from that marriage. Meanwhile, Melody has been flourishing. She's focused on her music, her business ventures, and her kids. Fans see the difference. Melody is channeling her energy into growth and positivity, while Martell keeps being linked to chaos. Every time his name comes up, it's connected to trouble, whether it's drama with Arian Curry, custody battles, or now this latest court update. Melody doesn't even talk about him much anymore, but she can't seem to fully escape his shadow. From Martell's perspective, this might feel like relief. He's not on probation, he's not facing jail, and he only has to pay fines. But fans aren't letting him off so easily. The court of public opinion is unforgiving, and many people believe this is just another chapter in a repeating cycle. Some hope Martell takes this as a chance to finally change course, while others are convinced it's only a matter of time before he's back in the headlines. His track record doesn't exactly inspire confidence. And here's the part I need you to think about. The case might be wrapped up legally, but the real fallout is only beginning. How will this affect Martell's reputation? How will it shift? The narrative on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and how will Melody, Letitia, Marceau, Maurice, Kimmy, and even Miss Wanda respond when this becomes part of the storyline? You can bet the producers aren't going to brush past it. This is fuel for more drama, and the cast reactions will be just as important as the case itself. Fans are already asking, how much more does Melody have to endure? Why does Martell keep skating by? This isn't just about one court date. It's about a bigger pattern that has been playing out for years. And trust me, that conversation is not dying down anytime soon. So the real question now is this: is this truly the end of Martell's legal drama, or just a pause before the next scandal? History tells us Martell has a way of landing right back in trouble, and fans know his name never stays out of the headlines for long. And don't think people forgot about Arian Curry in all this. Even though she wasn't directly tied to the case, her name always comes up. To fans, she represents the start of the chaos that unraveled Martell and Melody's marriage. So when Martell ends up in situations like this, Arian is never far from the conversation, whether she speaks up or not. At the end of the day, this case says more about Martell's ongoing patterns than anything else. He faces serious backlash, gets reduced consequences, and somehow keeps moving on. But each time, his reputation takes another hit. What started as a show about successful couples in Huntsville has, for Martell, turned into a spotlight on scandal. So let me leave you with this. Martell may have walked out of court owing just $300 in fines and no probation, but the bigger cost is his image and credibility. Will he finally step up and take responsibility? Or will we all be back here soon, talking about the next scandal? Stick around, because if there's one thing we know about Martell Holt, it's that his story and the drama surrounding him, Melody, Shari, and the rest of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast is far from over. As soon as word got out about the court decision, fans immediately took to social media to share their thoughts. Many felt relieved that Melody continues to hold her ground and protect her children's stability. On Twitter and Instagram, supporters praised her strength, pointing out that she has carried herself with grace throughout this entire custody battle, despite Martell's repeated attempts to drag things out. Some even said the court's handling of the matter was proof that the truth always wins in the end. On the other side, Martell's moves sparked intense criticism. Fans were quick to call out what they see as desperation, with many accusing him of using the legal system as a way to control Melody rather than genuinely prioritizing his children. One fan wrote, "Martell doesn't want custody, he wants control. Big difference." That sentiment echoed across multiple platforms, showing just how fed up viewers have become with what they view as